And the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. For darkness shall cover the earth, and thick darkness the people. But the Lord will arise upon you, and his glory will appear over you. Nations shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your dawn. Lift up your eyes and look around. They all gather together, they come to you. Your sons shall come from far away, and your daughters shall be carried on their nurses' arms. Then you shall see and be radiant. Your heart shall thrill and rejoice, because the abundance of the sea shall be brought to you. The wealth of the nations shall come to you. A multitude of camels shall cover you, the young camels and the young. All those from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and frankincense, and shall proclaim the praise of the Lord. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The psalm we'll read responsibly today is Psalm 72. Give the king your justice, O God, and your righteousness to the king's son.
That he may rule your people righteously, and the poor with justice.
That the mountains may bring prosperity to the people, and the hills in righteousness.
Let him defend the needy among the people, rescue the poor, and right the justice.
May he live as long as the sun and moon endure, from one generation to another.
Let him come down like rain upon the lone field, like showers that water the earth.
In his time may the righteous flourish, and let there be an abundance of peace till the moon shall be no more.
May the kings of Tarshish and the isles victory you. May the kings of Sheba and Seba offer praise.
May all kings bow down before him, and all the nations do him service.
For the king delivers the poor who cry out in distress, the oppressed and those who have no help.
He has compassion on the lowly and poor, and preserves the lives of the needy.
From oppression and violence he relieves their lives, and precious is their blood in his sight.
The second reading is a reading from Ephesians. This is the reason that I, Paul, am a prisoner for Christ Jesus for the sake of you Gentiles. For surely you have already heard of the commission of God's grace that was given me for you, and how the mystery was made known to me by revelation, as I wrote above in a few words, a reading of which will enable you to perceive my understanding of the mystery of Christ. In former generations, this mystery was not made known to humankind, as it has now been revealed to his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit. That is, the Gentiles have become fellow heirs, members of the same body, and sharers in the promise in Christ Jesus through the gospel. Of this gospel I have become a servant according to the gift of God's grace that was given me by the working of his power. Although I am the very least of all the saints, this grace was given to me to bring to the Gentiles the news of the boundless riches of Christ, and to make everyone see what is the plan of the mystery hidden for ages in God, who created all things, so that through the church the wisdom of God in its rich variety might now be made known to the rulers and authorities in the heavenly places. This was in accordance with the eternal purpose that he has carried out in Christ Jesus our Lord, in whom we have access to God in boldness and confidence through faith in him. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for it has been written by the prophet, and you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means the least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people, Israel." Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had arrived. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word so that I may also go and pay him homage." When they heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. And on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. Please be seated. Today we celebrate the Epiphany, the day that tradition holds that the wise men arrived. But as we've said already, don't get too hung up on those details, because we don't really have a lot of details about the Christmas story. Not many facts, if you will. We don't know the exact date of Jesus' birth. We don't know for sure the place that he was born. We don't know with any certainty when the wise men arrived. It must have been sometime after their birth, because we hear that Mary and Joseph was living in a house, some place that I suppose either they rented or that Joseph had from his family. And only in the two of the Gospels do we even hear any details about Jesus' birth. Luke is focused on Mary and Elizabeth, the angels and the shepherd, that traditional story we hear of the child in the manger. And the Gospel of Matthew is more concerned with Joseph and the fulfillment of the prophets. And Matthew is the only place we hear about the coming of the wise men, the Magi. So don't worry about those historical facts, but ponder the story as a whole, a story of God's faithfulness to his people, a story of the faithfulness of Mary and Joseph and Elizabeth and Zechariah and the Magi and all who were part of that, their faithfulness to God. And never forget what happened when the wise men went home. Herod was so worried and furious that a new king might have been born that he ordered the slaughter of all boys 2 years old and under in that area. The slaughter of the holy innocents. Jesus survived only because an angel came to Joseph and told the family to flee and to leave to live in Egypt as refugees until it was time to safe to return home. But today, we hear of what may have been going on with 3 of the most elderly wise men. Those men's names were Melchior, Gaspar, and Balthazar. And we first hear today from Melchior. His wife says, "Here's your medicine, dear, right on schedule." "What are you doing? It looks like you're packing a bag." "I'm going on a journey." "A journey? Why? Where will you be going?" "It's really not a good time of year for a journey." "Yes, I'm leaving tonight, and I'm not really sure how long I will be gone." "Leaving tonight? That's ridiculous. You're always in bed by 9 o'clock. How can you leave tonight? You know you need your sleep." "What on earth is this all about?" "It's a star, a strange star, a moving star of unusual brightness, and I must follow it. But this is so unlike you. If there's one thing about you, it's that you are sensible. And this is certainly not sensible. You know you always get up at the same time every morning, eat at the same time, go to the coffee at the same time, do everything at the same time, keeping your routine. Well, maybe it's time I change. Oh, let me feel your head. Do you have a fever? No, I'm really fine, but I must go. Well, who will look after you? Who will give you your medicine? Who will make sure that you get your meals on time? How will get your food? I'll go with you. No, it's all right. I'll take Abdul. You know that he is a trustworthy servant. He'll look after me, don't worry. You stay here where it's safe. Safe? You mean it might be dangerous out there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this star will lead me. Well, dear, consider your age. As long as you stay on your schedule, you're healthy. You've always kept to your routine and lived in my own personal little world. I've walked the same path, followed the same schedule, eaten the same food, talked to the same people, had the same conversations over and over. I think I am frozen in place, stuck to my life. So what's wrong with that? Well, I just have a feeling that there's much, much more. I have an opportunity to explore it. This star. If there is a star that must be followed, let somebody younger go. You know how often you've said it's the young, perfect people who are in charge of the world now? We're obsolete. Let them follow a star. No, this is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far. The young can't possibly understand what this means. Well, you frighten me. I fear sensibility or senility has set in. You're always kept on a schedule, always met your deadlines. Now you're taking on a journey. You are not sure where you are going. You're not sure how long you will be gone. I'm going to call the doctor right now. No, please understand. Some great mystery has appeared in my life, and it has broken up my neat schedule. I see a new world, unprecedented possibilities. I'll return, but for now I must go. Please be careful. I'll be waiting for you. And then we're introduced to Gaspar. Here in another city, this king is also making preparations. Hurry up with those things, you lazy servants. What's going on here? Sounds like it's going to be one of those days. Is he planning on another journey? It seems like it. I wonder where he'll be going this time. Probably another one of those get-quick-rich schemes. And someone will suffer for it. What are you two talking about? Have you got everything? You know what I mean. What's taking you so long? Let's see a little hustle here and send in my grand vizier. Oh, King, I'm going on a journey. My kingdom is in order. You know where everything is. I expect you to keep the kingdom running while I'm away until I return. Yes, O King. Not that anyone really cares whether I return or not. May we ask where you're going? I'm following a strange, new, unusually bright star in the sky. My wise men tell of its great importance, that announces the birth of a new king. Perhaps I can expand my kingdom. May we remind you of the other stars you have followed in the past, the consequences there? Well, you mean those stars that led me into battle? Yes, you alone know how much I regret those. The lost lives, the bloody conquests, the senseless destruction. I was young and ambitious. They were really a mistake, and I regret them still. I wake up at night and recall those bloody scenes and hear those screams. And Queen Asia? Oh yeah, that was another false path, another mistaken star. Sometimes I am overwhelmed with what I have missed. I could have shared my kingdom with her. I could have known love and a family and a son. You alone have stood by me throughout all my mistakes. When I was young, I pledged to serve you. I've also been trying to be a friend. I know Jabara was my friend. I thought he was the star I could follow. His betrayal is still a pain in my life. The pain seems to grow stronger every year. I had to have him killed. But sometimes I wish the knife had plunged in on me. I have made so many mistakes, gone down so many wrong paths. I wish I could live my life over again. And yet you embark on another journey? I have to. I don't want all these past mistakes to define my entire career. There is so much about my life that I have to come to terms with. I need time to sort out all my mistakes, to air them, to follow the star. Because following the star will give me time to ponder. Ponder if I have learned anything from them. But you can do that from here. No, there is something about the power in that star. I feel it will help me resolve those mistakes I have made in my life. Maybe all these side roads were not merely wasted. If I can find where the star leads, I shall find the answer. The answer I have sought my entire life, not just for myself, but for others. I once had dreams, then all the glories and sad mistakes. I want to start over, to write those things. I want to dream again, to follow this star. And from the house of Balthazar, I want to stock up on that pain medicine you gave me, for some potions for sleeping and some of that salve for my leg. I'm going on a journey. A journey? I can't really recommend this, not at your age and in your condition. Why take chances? You have everything you need here. Your life is fragile. This is something I want to do. A strange new star has appeared in the sky, and I want to follow it. But you have already been everywhere, seen everything. Seen everything there is to see, meet all the important rulers. It bored me all to death. Strange food may upset your delicate stomach, make your condition worse. Food no longer interests me. I have tasted the finest food the world has to offer. I can't even taste it. Well, I'll admit it is good to see you interested in something again. You've been quite depressed lately. Do you think the medicine is helping? This has nothing to do with the medicine. The last time I saw you, you're ready to give up on life. Not worth the effort, you said. Remember, I offered you several things to keep your spirits up, to take your mind off your pain. Actors, music, dancing girls, games. None hold my interest for long. I feel nothing. I am old and unresponsive, but this star is so unusual. Neither my wise men nor myself have ever seen anything like it. It seems me to beckon to follow. How far do you plan to go? How long will you travel? Probably by camel, and I do not know how far. Camel, no, your leg will be hurting within an hour. Can't you arrange for a litter to carry you? Perhaps you could cushion it with velvets and draw drapes from the scorching sun. I'll travel by night so that I have a clear view. Of course, I can't accompany you, but I can give you the names of good doctors along the way. They'll be glad to treat you. They're expensive, but I know that you have the money. Thank you, but I'm traveling light. I don't want to stop or have someone who might slow me down. As your doctor, I can't condone this journey. I must keep you comfortable. What? And just wait for death? Sometimes I feel like I am already dead, just withering away. The star points to joy. Joy I haven't experienced in some time. These men, these kings, began their journey alone, and soon they met up together. They knew they needed to go to see Herod, to check in. When they got to Herod, no one seemed to know anything about this star. No one seemed to know anything about this new king. Some had heard words that he might have been born in Bethlehem, because that's what the prophet said. The kings went and found the child in Bethlehem, and there they gave their gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. Uniquely enough, myrrh is the spice that is used to anoint the dead. Might it be that one of these kings foresaw what Jesus might be doing in the world, that he might be coming to give his life? But then, as they gave their gifts, they also received a gift. Melchior said, "What an incredible journey this has been. I have discovered how wonderful life is. There are unbelievable surprises awaiting me every day. They are there, where I lived, all along. I just let my daily life get in the way. I look forward to returning home, but I will never be imprisoned by my routine again. My eyes have been opened. How can I think there is a sameness to our days and that I am in control? My old formulas are shattered. Everything new is born every day, and I will watch eagerly and carefully." Gaspar replied, "I am forgiven. I see life differently now. All that has happened to me, all the wrong paths I have taken were not lost. They all taught me great lessons. Violence is never the answer. Love is. Kindness is. None of us is perfect. We all make mistakes. I have been haughty and arrogant. I am only part of a great universe, not the center of it. Now I have another chance. I will rule more lovingly. I will forgive and accept all others." And Balthazar, "Finally the empty place inside me is filled. It is not things that satisfy me, but the presence of God in my life. I know great peace now, and a joy far greater than I could ever imagine. I feel immersed in the great mystery of life. Being alive with God is the greatest gift of all. I probably will not survive the long journey back to my home. That is of no concern to me, for my search has ended, and I have the assurance of the presence of God that I now feel in my life, and will not desert me in death." These three three kings came to see Jesus, the newborn King. They came to pay homage. They came bearing gifts, but they also came carrying baggage. As they met this new King, Jesus Christ, they received the greatest gift of all, the life that each one of them needed. May those gifts